money. Get there. Janus Mutual Funds.
Rick Rockwell, Jennifer Lopez, and Vanity Fair's Young Hollywood issue next ET.
March Madness, the Final Four, Gore and Bradley, Bush and McCain, a mad scramble for votes on the eve of Super Tuesday primaries that could decide the presidential nominations. Explain this one to the insurance company, how a Ford Taurus collided with a Boeing 737, and a place where homes are so expensive, mere millionaires can't afford them.
This is the CBS Evening News. With Dan Rather reporting from CBS News headquarters in New York.
Good evening. Super Tuesday is tomorrow, a pivotal, possibly decisive day in the presidential nominating season. Republicans Bush and McCain today saved their final punches for campaign stops in California, the motherlode of delegates. McCain thumped Bush for negative attack ads that McCain says make Bush, quote, not ready for prime time. Unapologetic and brimming with confidence, Bush and his camp encouraged talk that Bush is unstoppable after tomorrow. Looking ahead to the fall general election campaign, Democrat Al Gore concentrated his fire on the Bush camp's use of those attack ads against McCain. Bill Bradley tried to stop talk that this is the final day of his so far winless campaign. More than half the number of delegates needed for the Republican and Democratic nominations are at stake tomorrow in primaries and caucuses in 16 states. Our coverage begins with CBS's Phil Jones and the McCain campaign.
From all outward appearances, John McCain's feisty presidential campaign looks and sounds like it's in great shape on this eve of the crucial Super Tuesday.
I'm taking on the establishment is taking me on, and we're gonna get him.
But getting the establishment may cost McCain more money than he's allowed to spend. And this could be the final fatal blow to the Maverick. His campaign confirmed to CBS News today that McCain has now spent $40 million, which is just short of the maximum he's allowed under law to spend for the entire primary season, because he's accepting federal matching funds. Bush has refused to take federal money, so he has no legal limit.
Last year, John McCain voted against.
McCain is also furious over this negative environmental ad airing in 3 crucial states at a cost of $2.5 million. Today, McCain filed a complaint with the Federal Election Commission, and on the stump and in interviews, McCain has made this a last-minute cause.
It's being funded by billionaires from Texas that are cronies of George Bush who make money off the state of Texas, and it's the worst seamy side of politics, and I believe that California voters will reject it.
Here in California, only Republicans choose delegates, but McCain could still win the most votes, which would help him send a message to his party.
I'm the only one that can beat Al Gore, and you know that.
Even if McCain does well tomorrow, there is still the money question. How can he continue to compete if he's already spent his limit? Dan?
Phil Jones. CBS's Bob Schieffer's here now with more about what's to come tomorrow and an early read on what moves McCain may make after Super Tuesday, Bob.
Dan, the McCain campaign is all smiles out front, but behind the scenes, some key supporters now believe his quest for the Republican nomination is all but over, and how to end it could explode into a nasty fight. Here is why. One group of advisors is so angry about the Bush team's tactics, they want McCain to continue his campaign for the presidency as an independent, something McCain has always said he'd never do. But these same supporters hope a new poll showing McCain could get a quarter of the vote as an independent might help to change his mind. That group is very much at odds with other supporters who are now urging McCain to find some way to make peace with Bush and end his campaign on a positive note. They are pushing McCain as a vice presidential running mate for Bush, but they say that can't happen given the current animosity. The question, of course, is whether Bush would even consider McCain as a running mate, something McCain has always said he never wanted. Bush himself has never said who he wants, but we've learned that some of his key supporters have discussed it with some of McCain's key supporters, and that group has concluded Bush-McCain may be the strongest ticket Republicans can field against the Democrats this fall. Dan.
Bob Schieffer, thanks. More now about the Bush strategy to try to knock McCain out tomorrow and move on to Al Gore. CBS's Bill Whitaker is tracking that part of the story.
After a weekend of sniping with his rival John McCain, George W. Bush held his fire today and kept his eyes on the big Super Tuesday prize, California.
We have a good chance in the state of California, but as you know, we're taking nothing for granted. I'm going to complete the day here.
It seems a sure bet he'll sweep the Republican vote and the 162 winner-take-all delegates. He hopes to knock John McCain out of the race once and for all.
The teaching of our tradition is simple and permanent. Love your neighbor as yourself.
His strategy to soften the hard right edge he sharpened in South Carolina. Labeled intolerant there, in Los Angeles today he visited the Museum of Tolerance, dedicated to Holocaust victims. He's wooing women and Latinos, stressing issues like education, and as much as possible, he's ignoring John McCain.
Senator McCain's complaining about ads I have nothing to do with. I'm going to talk about policies I've got everything to do with.
He's spent about $60 million so far on this campaign, and except for New England, the Bush camp expects it to pay off tomorrow. Bush, for one, already is looking beyond, calling his battle with McCain bitter but beneficial.
My message is sharper. It was good for people who were wondering whether or not I could battle back. A lot of people didn't know. They knew my record, but they weren't sure about my inner strength. It was good. They do know now. They do know now.
The Bush campaign is feeling so confident it's starting to gear up its fundraising apparatus again. It's got 6 events planned for later this month, hoping to raise another $5 to $10 million. Dan?
Bill Whitaker. In the race for the Democratic presidential nomination, what's left of it, Vice President Gore is already running against Republicans. In addition to criticizing Bush for the attack ads, he's taking swipes at both Bush and McCain on health care. Winless Bill Bradley is trying to scare up some talk of a Super Tuesday surprise for him somewhere, anywhere. CBS's John Roberts is all over Gore Bradley.
The vice president says he's in a groove, and today there was little question that Al Gore is on track to steamroll to a record-breaking victory tomorrow that may, in effect, end the Democratic race.
I want to be the Democratic nominee. I ask for your support.
Already, the nasty tone, usually reserved for general elections, has begun. Today, the vice president blasted George Bush for leading Texas to the nation's worst record in health insurance for women.
50 out of 50. That's dead last.
Last night, the vice president eagerly jumped into the fray over those anti-McCain ads financed by a Texas supporter of George Bush, suggesting a Bush win Tuesday would be tainted by soft money.
This raises the question of whether or not it will have been fair and square.
Bush quickly fired back at Gore and today vowed to remind Americans of the campaign finance scandals of the past 7 years.
Man must have amnesia when he's talking about campaign funding reform. He must have forgotten that he went to a Buddhist temple here in California.
Gore is attempting to deflect criticism by embracing John McCain's call for campaign finance reform.
The Republicans would say that you can't legitimately assume a mantle of reform given what happened in 1996. True or untrue?
Both parties made mistakes in 1996, and the important point is what was learned from those mistakes.
While he has been cautious not to assume the mantle of the presumptive nominee in public, behind the scenes, the vice president's campaign is already preparing for a tough fight in the months ahead. And it appears the rough and tumble he had with his Democratic challenger will be just a hint of what the Republicans are prepared to throw at him in the general election. John Roberts, CBS News, Brooklyn.
Besides national candidates, some issues of national interest are on the California ballot tomorrow. There's a proposition to recognize only marriages between men and women. Another proposition would let prosecutors decide if accused juvenile criminals as young as 14 could be charged as adults. And there's also a measure to expand tribal casinos. This one could make California the nation's second biggest gambling mecca after Nevada. Up next on the CBS Evening News, the night a 737 jetliner pulled up to a gas station. And later, after a devastating volcano, America comes to the rescue of friends.
Here's your regular internet homepage, and here's i1.com. You use it like Yahoo, Lycos, or other search engines, only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
Oh, I see. Someone's supposed to struggle with this, right? So let's bring out the blonde.
Just doing research.
I'll pick the one with all of the cash.
I1.com.
Yeah.
Introducing I1.com. Why wouldn't you?
Right now, a complete pair of glasses is only $99 at LensCrafters.
With this offer, we're making it easier for more people to see. Easier for them to look good, too.
The LensCrafters $99 complete pair sale. Hurry, offer ends March 11th.
I see lots of people with allergies, but the ones with multi-symptom nasal allergies, they're suffering from it all. That annoying post-nasal drip, the sneezing, itchy, runny nose, the nasal congestion. For that kind of allergy, I prescribe multi-symptom Flonase.
Flonase nasal spray once a day relieves all nasal allergy symptoms, even post-nasal drip.
All it takes is Flonase.
The #1 prescribed nasal allergy spray. Even kids as young as 4 can use Flonase. For best results, use daily. If side effects occur, they are generally mild and may include headache, nosebleed, or sore throat. Call to learn more. Ask your doctor about multi-symptom Flonase.
When you get it all it takes is Flonase.
Federal officials are investigating a crash landing that was nearly a catastrophe in Burbank, California, where a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 ended up in the middle of a busy city street. CBS's Jerry Bowen reports the accident is raising new questions over the safety of small airports that are in the middle of big city sprawl.
By several accounts, the Southwest jet came in too steep and too fast last night, overshooting the runway at Burbank, skidding onto the street where it hit a car and stopped just 50 feet from a gas station.
It was very frightening, we were scared like hell, I thought it was going to blow up the gas station, everything.
For the 142 passengers and crew coming from Las Vegas, it was the luckiest part of the trip. No one died. 15 people, including the pilot, suffered only minor injuries.
It was going too fast. It started to feel like it was tipping, and then I felt like a crashing, and then I closed my eyes, and we had stopped.
Happy to be alive.
Like Jell-O. Legs are like Jell-O. Pretty scary.
Aviation safety experts say airports like Burbank, in densely populated areas, are unforgiving to pilots who land fast and long.
Because if that's the case, he's going to use up, due to speed and distance, all the space he's got at the other end of the runway.
Very little margin for error.
Absolutely no margin of error.
The crippled jet was moved off the street today, away from the gas station, where owner Denny Natanzi remembered the call he got from a shaken employee.
First I thought he's kind of joking. I said, why, they came to buy a gas? I said, no, it's in the station.
Investigators are now examining flight data recorders to pinpoint what went wrong. What's known is that until last night, both the pilot and the plane had a clean record. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
On the CBS Health Watch, an update about a revolutionary new approach to asthma treatment. 2 new studies underscore the effectiveness of an experimental antibody called anti-IgE. Both studies indicate that anti-IgE injections, once or twice a month, can stop asthma attacks before they start and prevent scarring in air passages in adults and children. More CBS News ahead, including the place where people who are just millionaires can't afford to live.
Okay, so I'm not on the new golden dollar coin. That's cool with me. I've got places to go and I've got people to meet. Anyway, the new coin is perfectly all right without me. In fact, I use it everywhere. Thanks. It's so money.
Introducing the new golden dollar. It's changing the face of money.
Besides, I still look good on paper.
What's so great about nasal crom? Look at me. I'm not sneezing, but I'm not drowsy. I'm not stuffy, but I'm not jittery. I've never been not miserable in allergy season before. Nasal crom's incredible. These may cause drowsiness. These may cause drug interactions. Nasal crom won't. It's the only allergy medicine that goes right to the source and flat out prevents allergy symptoms. Nasal crom. The best way to stop suffering is never to start. We are healthy, strong, funny, energetic, even sexy. We take good care of ourselves, and we drink Ensure when we can eat nutritious foods like these. Ensure provides essential vitamins and minerals you find in vegetables, calcium like in milk, and protein like in fish. Ensure is a source of complete balanced nutrition and energy, so we can get the most out of life. Drink Ensure, and drink to your health.
How long does it take for a kid to pick up a cold?
A split second.
So I asked my pediatrician what she uses. She said Lysol disinfectant spray.
Lysol disinfectant spray kills 99.9% of illness-causing viruses in seconds, like rhinovirus that can cause colds. No spray kills more.
No wonder pediatricians use Lysol spray in their own homes.
Lysol spray beats viruses. Nothing beats Lysol spray.
The CBS Market Watch shows this dire prediction from the Energy Department. Gasoline stocks are so, quote, alarmingly low, even if OPEC boosts oil production as it indicated it might do, American drivers could see a huge increase in pump prices by summer. The average price nationwide tonight is $1.50 a gallon. The Energy Department says it could reach $1.80 by summer. On Wall Street, stock prices closed lower today. The Dow down 196 points, NASDAQ off 9. Driven by technology stocks, the NASDAQ is still up a healthy 20% this year. The NASDAQ has tripled in the past 2.5 years. Ironically, as CBS's John Blackstone reports, people who helped create this great wealth can no longer afford to live in the capital of the American tech revolution.
In California's Silicon Valley, soaring technology stocks make new millionaires every day. But now, even the millionaires are struggling to find a decent place to live. In this land of dot-com riches, affordable housing has become a contradiction in terms.
You'd be fortunate to find a two-bedroom, one-bath house for $600,000, probably more like $7.
Whenever a for sale sign goes up in the valley these days, potential buyers start fighting over it, offering well above the asking price.
Nobody bids asking. You bid at least $100,000 over, and then it just goes up from there.
Erica and Matt Papakipos have been outbid on several houses, even though, thanks to stock options, they have $2 million to spend.
A lot of people have so much money to burn that $5 million for a house, you know, it's like, oh, I got another 25 where that came from.
Palo Alto's mayor worries about how the soaring property prices are changing her community.
You begin to see that digital divide, and now what I call a housing divide, become much deeper.
When Terry Birdsell finishes her $10 an hour job at a computer company, she goes home to a homeless shelter. In Silicon Valley, even a modest apartment is out of her reach.
$900 to $1,000, and then you have to come up with first month's rent, last month's rent, deposit. That's $3,000.
So some in Silicon Valley now pay $3 for a bus pass and get a bed for the night on an all-night bus.
I'm embarrassed to tell people what it actually costs to live out here.
In this valley that's produced an embarrassment of riches lately, there are some beginning to wonder whether all the prosperity is worth the price. John Blackstone, CBS News, Silicon Valley.
Up next, U.S. troops helping villagers get out from under a volcanic cloud.
Now there's a free CD-ROM from Strong Investments that can help keep your retirement dreams from slipping away. Just call 1-888-2-STRONG and it's yours free. You're one call away from a strong portfolio.
If you wear dentures, imagine how nervous teaching teenagers could make you feel. What if your dentures slipped? But thanks to the all-day hold of Super Polygrip, those days are over. I think that says a lot about the power of Polygrip.
I may look young, but I still suffer from hot flashes. I discovered a natural way to deal with it. New Healthy Woman from the makers of Monistat. Healthy Woman's a soy menopause supplement that helps relieve hot flashes in a natural way. New Healthy Woman.
Lobster Fest has arrived, our annual celebration of everything lobster. So don't hide. Escape to Red Lobster.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
Ask your doctor about Nasonex, the prescription nasal allergy spray that's non-drowsy and won't keep you up at night, taken once a day for relief from nasal allergy worries indoors and out. Approved for children 3 years and up. Side effects were generally mild and included headache, viral infection, sore throat, nosebleeds, and coughing. Nasonex, because the less to worry about, the better.
Philippine villagers who fled a fiery volcano eruption last month are now starting to go home, even though scientists say there's still danger. The volcano victims are getting help from a few dozen U.S. soldiers who just happened to be in the neighborhood. It's turning into a beautiful friendship, as CBS's Barry Peterson reports on assignment in the Philippines.
For 2 weeks now, the volcano they call Mayon, Beautiful Woman, has loosed nature's wrath. And in its cloud-covered shadow, the Americans landed hoping Mayon would keep her peace.
No more eruptions, and everybody's happy.
They are here by chance, part of a joint U.S.-Philippine military exercise. Off the C-130s came supplies and tents. Tents as temporary housing for volcano refugees. The Americans pitching in and putting up.
Together, all right? Oh, that's nice.
Lieutenant Aaron Ranker helped teach local people how to erect the badly needed structures.
They're having a lot of problems with overcrowding the shelters, and this will allow them to spread out a little bit so they're not living on top of each other while all volcanoes are erupting.
Mayon's destructive reach spreads far. We're 5 miles from the volcano, and you can see the size of the boulders that have been hurled here. And if the crater blows again, it can send lava cascading down these gullies faster than anybody can escape from it, as fast as 100 miles an hour. That doesn't stop the quarrying for volcanic stone prized in construction. We're afraid, says Solomon Nunez, but we have to work. We're always ready to run to the evacuation center. Evacuation centers, schools actually, crammed with 80,000 refugees. Gina Perez found the American tents, a spacious home for baby Vanessa and Donna. It's a small gift from the Americans, but enough. Tell them, she said, thanks. No one really wants to stay in this American tent city, but leaving is not a decision they can make. With seismic activity still intense, going home rests with the mood of Mayon. On assignment near Mayon volcano, I'm Barry Peterson.
U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright escaped a messy situation today in the Czech Republic. She had just finished a speech at a university there when 2 anti-American protesters, a distinct minority in the Czech Republic, started throwing eggs at her. Albright was hit by a few scattered pieces. The 2 men were arrested. The secretary quipped later that she had missed breakfast this morning. Still ahead on CBS, an in-depth candidate close-up of Al Gore.
I just bought every overnight laxative I could find.
Why?
To prove nothing's gentler than Phillips Milk of Magnesia. X-Lax, Senecot, every one of these others contains stimulants. That one says on the label it may cause abdominal discomfort, faintness, and cramps. Phillips is the only one that's stimulant-free. Nothing's more effective, nothing's safer. Does that explain everything?
Yeah, except who's taking these back?
Oh.
Phillips, safe, effective relief without stimulants.
You bring so tough. Man, what rhymes with elation?
Creation.
Yeah.
Temptation. Dividend, reinvestment, participation. Market capitalization. European market fluctuation. Industry globalization. Assets allocation. What?
When we created a smarter kind of investment firm, we created a smarter kind of investor.
Too many syllables?
Cold, dry air makes it worse. So can days like these. That's scalp stress itch. And Scalpicin stops it. Clean, unscented, medicated. To stop scalp stress itch.
Fast.
Scalpicin stops scalp stress itch.
Enterprise? Hi. My car's out of commission, so I'm out of commission.
Enterprise will arrange to pick you up.
This is great.
Drive you to our place and get you on your way. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
See near, see far, without glasses. Discover the revolutionary AccuView bifocal contact lens, the first with pupil-intelligent design. See near, see far, the way nature intended. The AccuView bifocal contact lens. Call us for a free trial pair certificate or visit your eye care professional.
We close out tonight with the last in our series of candidate close-ups, profiling the character and personality of the presidential candidates. This time the focus is Al Gore. CBS's Richard Schlesinger has the score on the new Gore, off with the tie and on with the internet, who he is and what he is like.
Thanks for your help. If you believe his friends, Al Gore has been living a secret life.
Fine, good to see you this morning.
He sang, not well, but he sang.
He was very, very, very funny.
He danced, not well, but he danced.
In his current song and dance act, Americans, for the most part, see a wooden, wonkish Al Gore.
I saw the logarithmic increase in computing power.
What are you, a funny guy or a formal guy?
Well, I am who I am, and I can't change that.
Who is Al Gore? He was born the son of a senator, Albert Gore Sr. He is in part a child of privilege and power who inherited politics as a way of life.
I think I did think when I was a very young kid, oh, that's something I might want to do.
President's car is now turning onto Elm Street.
Gore says he soured on politics after the Kennedy assassinations, the election of Richard Nixon, and the Vietnam War.
I mean, I'm not the only one. I think that a lot of people in my generation just thought this was really a profession we wanted nothing to do with. That's the way I felt.
But politics was in his blood. He may have wanted nothing to do with the family business when he was younger, but his roommates here at Harvard saw a man born to campaign.
Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes.
One of his roommates was a young actor from Texas named Tommy Lee Jones.
He's very competitive. Card games, flipping a coin, anything. I mean, he's a very competitive guy. Nobody would have doubted that he's capable of becoming president of the United States.
I've been getting His friends describe an easygoing Al Gore who sounded a little wonkish even back then. When Gore worked at the Nashville Tennessean, Frank Sutherland remembers he was a thorough reporter.
He read more than anybody else in the newsroom. He read technical books. He read books that improved his expertise on things.
Today, Gore's opponents say he is a born politician, but that's not meant as a compliment. Former Congressman James Shannon served with Gore and is now active in Bill Bradley's campaign.
He was not the sort of politician who was ever going to get ahead of his constituency on a controversial issue.
Why not?
I think he wanted to protect his political future.
What is your theory, that my service in Congress was just sort of timid? Is that it?
Not my theory.
Well, it's not the reality either.
But campaigns are only partly about reality. They're also about image, and Gore has been trying to change his, making every day Casual Friday.
What's with the clothes, Mr. Vice President? Well, when you go to union halls, if you're in a coat and tie, you're the only person in the room that's in a coat and tie. So,
you more comfortable?
Yeah.
This way?
Yeah, you ought to try it out.
Gore's been known to go past casual all the way to comical. Last Halloween, when Bill Bradley was surging, the vice president appeared at a Halloween party as underdog. A lot has changed since then. Richard Schlesinger, CBS News, New York.
And that's part of our world tonight. For the CBS Evening News, Dan Rather reporting. Good night.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive partner, America Online, at keyword CBS News.